Alright, belts, pants, holsters, and slings. Let's talk about basic stuff, because you'd be surprised how many people will come out here to the first time, be it training or range day or whatever, and they don't have pants on, right? I hate to tell you guys, but you got to learn how to wear some pants, even if you're not accustomed to wearing pants, and if you're not accustomed to wearing a belt, you got to learn how to wear a belt. So, this is a pair of pants made by Vertex. They're pretty beat up, they're pretty shredded, but I really like them. I've worn them to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro and back down. They work really good. Tell Vertex to not discontinue the Vertex hide pants, please. But anyways, the thing I want you to look at here, as you can see, they have some pretty heavy-duty belt loops. And they've got a space here for a holster. So that way, if you have a holster, or gun in a holster, it's got ample room to go around your belt, and it's not being impeded by one of your belt loops. So even as simple as choosing a pair of pants can be an important task, right? So you want some heavy-duty belt loops. Now these should be 1 3/4 inches tall. 1 3/4 inches tall. This is not your normal dress belt. This is a pretty heavy-duty pants belt, and let's talk about that next. I have 3 types of belts for you here today. The first one, which I'm wearing, look, we just got to know each other. Already I'm getting undressed. Okay, so this is made by a company named DeSantis, and this is their economy gun belt. They say economy, but it's still like a $65 or $80 belt. I can't remember now. It's been a lot of years. What you'll notice about a gun belt is that they're incredibly thick and they're incredibly stiff. Very, very stiff. So there's not a lot of, you can't compress this thing from top to bottom. And that's going to be the same for all 3 of these belts here. It's nothing special, just got a plain buckle, but it's very, very heavy duty, and this will distribute the weight around your waist. Otherwise you're going to have back and hip problems, and like it's just going to make your pants sag. Okay, so having a good quality belt, a sturdy, stiff gun belt, that's really important. So let me put this one aside. The second type of belt you'll see, they're quite common, is called the Rigger's belt. The Rigger's belt is designed to have this little extra loop right here as an emergency rappelling harness, or to clip into a helicopter. If you're working on top of a roof, you clip into that. Snipers will clip onto a tripod. Honestly, for most of you guys, you probably have no use with this. It just adds weight, but it looks cool, and that's really what's most important. So remember, looking cool for the gram, get yourself a Rigger's belt. They're nice and heavy duty. I don't know, but I've been told that you put the loop here on your dominant side. So I'm right-handed, and because I'm right-handed, I'm going to put this on my right side. I don't know. That's what I've been told. That's what I've been doing for a lot of years. Do whatever makes you happy. Okay, the third type of belt. This is a pretty new type of belt to come on the market. And these are very, very low profile, and they have really no buckle, so to speak. So you can see they have what they call a G-hook, and then you just cinch it over and Velcro it down. And that's all there is on the front of the belt, and you can actually turn this off to the side. Now, you would use this type of belt when you have an appendix holster. So if you're going to be carrying a gun on the front of your body, this is the type of belt and holster combination you're looking for. Do we see that? So this is made by a local Bay Area young man. You can find his company, Devil Mountain Tactical, and say Brian said hello. But anyways, if you want to wear appendix, you need to get yourself a low profile but very stiff gun belt. And then this one will fit right here on the front of your body. Very easy to use, very fast, pretty comfortable, but you can't tie your shoelaces with it. So there you have it. Low profile belt. This is if you want to carry appendix. This is if you want to look cool for the gram. This is if you want to look like you're not wearing a gun belt, but you are wearing a gun belt. So let's go back on my pants. And then we can talk about different types of holsters real quick. Alright, so holsters. The first type of holster you'll see, I've had this one for a lot of years. This is one of my primary training holsters. Again, this is made by Safariland. It's an ALS style, so you got to use your thumb. You push with your thumb, and the holster will release. It's got a little bit of retention on it. The retention is designed to keep you from losing the gun in a struggle if a bad guy tries to yank your gun out of your pants. So you see this has got a paddle. Paddles are very comfortable these days. They're very convenient. But when you use a paddle holster, this piece, the curved portion, goes on the inside of your pants. and then you see there's a hook. The hook needs to go on the outside of your belt, underneath your belt. So that's really, really important. Let me show you right-handed so you can see what I'm talking about, okay? Here's your paddle holster. This goes inside. This hook's under your belt, and then your pants and your belt are going to fit right in this space, okay? So when we put it on, I'm going to stretch my paddle out, get it started, and then just kind of wiggle it back and forth until it sinks down inside my pants. Then I grab my pistol. Right now I'm going to make sure it's unloaded. Safety is up. And look down, feet together, hand on my chest, thumb on top of the hammer, and look it in, ease into the holster. So a man is, generally speaking, going to wear his holster on the 4 o'clock position. So that's going to be slightly behind the hip. Now this goes for an external outside the waistband holster, or for an inside the waistband holster, or for a hybrid holster, or for a single clip Kydex inside the waistband holster. It's the same exact procedure. Goes in the same spot. The alternative position, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be in front, and that's for folks, you know, if you prefer it that way, if wherever you're not doing a whole lot of sitting. If you're doing a whole lot of sitting, appendix is not going to be for you. But mainly when we're getting ready for this particular event, the July 31st event, I want you guys to just understand that any of these are acceptable as long as you understand how to use it safely and that it is properly fit to your body and is properly fit to your gun. So let's talk about a couple of no-nos. If you have the wrong type of gun and you try to make it fit in a holster that just wasn't made for, what's going to happen is the trigger is going to stick out from the holster, and that's a no-go. If you ever see that, do not use that. That's not safe. The next thing is, I don't want to see any right-handed people using left-handed holsters back here facing the wrong direction. I don't want to see any inside the waistband holsters clipped to the outside of your belt. That's a huge no-go, okay? That's not how they work. Inside the waistband holsters need to be on the inside, all right? So that means the whole gun is inside your pants, and then you put your shirt over it probably, and then this is just clipped on the outside of your belt. So the next thing that I don't want to see, I don't want to see any like big floppy nylon leg holsters that just flop around and don't fit the gun. I don't want to see any soft holsters that are one size fit all. So the gun needs to be properly molded and properly fit into that particular holster, and it should, you know, click into place, right? So we see here's a very high quality holster. This is made by Alessi Custom Gun Leather and Alessi Holsters, and this is kind of an expensive holster, but you can see it's perfectly fit into that holster. It's molded for that holster, and it's made for a right-handed person to wear inside the pants. That's the only time you ever use this. So this is not for outside the waistband, this is not for left-handed people, and this is not for any other type of gun. Okay? Now, if you wanted to wear cross-draw shoulder holsters, you want to get creative with this, that's fine by me. I don't really care, just as long as you understand to use it in a safe manner. So there is one note I want to give about shoulder holsters. They're pretty uncommon these days, but let's suppose you really want to wear a shoulder holster. That's fine. But this gun goes inside this holster and it buckles in. Once it's in there, I don't care where it's pointing because you're going to be going all kinds of places and the gun is just going to go wherever it's going to go. Once it's in the holster, as far as I'm concerned, the gun is inert. It's no longer a thing to worry about. But when you draw it, when you pull it out, if I'm facing downrange and I pull it out facing like this, that's a problem because first of all, I just pointed at my own brachial artery, and the second thing is I just pointed at everybody behind me and then everybody to my left, and then finally got it in the right direction. So if you're wearing a holster that's cross-draw or in a purse or in a fanny pack or in a shoulder holster, you're going to turn the gun and your body facing downrange. So the gun's already facing downrange. You see this movement? We call this the shielding movement. So I'm going to shield with my left arm, bringing the gun up and into my right hand, and now I'm going to draw the gun out and away. Once I rip the holster off the gun, actually, I'm not taking the gun out of the holster, I'm taking the holster off the gun, and now I can take the gun and present forward safely. So if you ever want to use a purse, fanny pack, backpack carry, shoulder holster, cross-draw holster, chest rig, they're all the same procedure. We call this the cross-draw dance. We're going to turn a little bit with the hips and shield, bring the gun into the dominant hand, rip the holster off the gun, and then present the gun forward. All right? So we have the procedure so far for belt-mounted holsters and for shoulder-mounted holsters. If you have questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to address them further. Let's talk about slings. Stuck. Okay. Guys, this is a $5 sling, maybe $4. Keep it simple. It does not need to be complicated. Some of you guys are going up there and buying $75 Blue Force gear slings, and everything is the coolest thing. Keep it simple, guys. $4 or $5. It's all you need, to be honest. What you need are quality sling mounts. So we have a blue gun. It's a totally plastic shotgun. But you can see it's got sling mounts right here, sling mounts right here. Keep it simple. That's all you need. Now from the stock, we're going to attach our sling. On the magazine, we'll attach the sling. You guys can see right there as I loop this through. Whoopsies. Alright, so now let's talk about how we use such a sling in a little bit more detail. There's basically two ways to use a simple straight sling. The first way we call this American carry. If I'm right-handed or I'm going to shoot off my right shoulder, I'm going to sling it muzzle up over my right shoulder. The problem with this is that you have to hold it or it'll fall off. So you got to hold this gun on your shoulder. That ties up your dominant hand the entire time. But it's convenient for short periods of time. You can walk in the woods like this, and if you want to get it out, you can just reach under your arm and you come to high ready position. Now disengage your safety and you're up, and you can come back down and then grab your sling up top. See this? I cross my hands, grab the sling and put it on like a backpack. So this is American carry. One more time, I'll shut up. Alright, so that's American carry. Again, the problem is you tie up your dominant hand with that. So the alternative, and I recommend, my favorite, is actually called African carry, and I'll demonstrate that here. From our high ready position, you're going to grab the bottom sling swivel, tip the shotgun or rifle muzzle down, and then put it on over your left shoulder or your support side shoulder like this. Now, as you draw this out, you're going to reach down with your support hand and then just bring up the forend. We're into our high ready position, disengage your safety, and you're on target already. One more time, I'll shut up and demonstrate. Oh, okay, so we've talked about now pants with belt loops. Different types of belts that I expect you to wear if you're going to carry a gun. Different types of acceptable holsters. Honestly, anything as long as it's properly molded and it's the right handedness for you and you're wearing it properly, it's fine. Earlier we discussed loading and unloading procedures that I expect that you to know by the time you show up here for pistols, rifles, and shotguns. And then we've talked about using a simple sling and not overcomplicating the matter when you're talking about having something to hold onto your long gun. So my name is Brian Wang with Monarch Defense. Be happy to have you here for the AAPI Gun Owners event on July 31st. I can't wait to see you all. This is going to be great. Drink water. See you. Real quick, guys, before it gets too dark to film, I have 3 more things for you. First of all, just as a quick reminder, we're up in the mountains. There's no gas stations nearby. We're only 26 miles from San Jose, but like, don't leave on the empty light and then get here and be like, I don't have any gas. We're off grid here. We run off a generator or solar, so we don't really have a place to charge your electric car. If you all come here with electric cars from San Francisco and you all need a charge, I can't really help you. I mean, I will try, but you know, you're going to be off the generator for a while, waiting in line one at a time to charge. So yeah, come with gas or have your electric vehicle charged, because there's no gas stations out here. There's also no restaurants or businesses out here. You can't just bounce out there for lunch. Don't worry, we have food for you. We're actually got a humongous effort with all of our students and volunteers to cook for you all. We're super happy to have you here, and hopefully you enjoyed the food. So what else do we need to talk about? Donations. This event, as you read, is completely donation based. I don't have a penny of your money yet, and I've already put in lots of money and lots of time, lots of investment to try and get things ready and pretty for you guys. So when you get here, before you get here, or after you get here, donations are welcome. They can go, when you're here at the event, my name is Brian, you can find me, I'll look like this, red shirt, black body armor. You can give your donations to me and I will present them to the administrative team. You can give them to Scott, He'll give them to the admin team. You can give them to any of the admin staff, or like there's going to be an administration table, like a welcome table. You can just present them with your donation, and that's just fine. You can give them your donations. They'll put it all together. Later on, we'll sort it out, help for pay for bills, and make sure that if we have a chance, we'll take care of our volunteers with a meal or something like that, or get something nice for our sponsors and vendors. So, yeah, donations are appreciated. I'm expecting you guys to provide as little as $25 to a maximum of $125. If you really want to put more than that in, you're welcome to. Obviously, I'm not going to stop you, but it's not necessary. We should be able to do a lot of things today on a relatively low budget as far as what a day of training would otherwise cost. Now, to be clear about this does not include ammunition. Your job is to bring your own ammunition, or we will have a vendor, Bullseye Bishop from San Jose, unless something changes, but he should be up here, and they'll be vending for ammunition. So whatever you need for ammo for the event, we'll have that for you. So you let me know if you have any questions on this. If you want our PayPal information or Venmo information, you can find that all on the event description. You read the event description, did you not? Did you read it? I hope you read it. Yeah, so you should read the event description. It'll have our PayPal and Venmo information. We take cash. If you want to donate ammo, you're welcome to. If you want to donate lumber, I'll take lumber. 2x4s, 2x6s, 2x3s, things of that nature. Plywood. There was one more. What was that one more thing? This is what happens when you get old. Okay, I remembered. And this is kind of important for you guys. Let's talk about California compliance. Let's talk about non-compliant firearms. First of all, it's none of my business. Okay? I don't care what you use. I don't care what you bring. I care that you're learning stuff. I care that you're being safe. But you should care, because this is your liability. I have gone to jail for gun-related charges. I have been in the courts for gun-related charges. I have lost my gun rights for 2 years between the age of 19 and the age of 21. It was a miserable time, okay, guys? So this is not a joke. As much as I don't like some of the very stringent California gun laws, they do still have consequences for us. So what I want you to think about here is, how can you be managing for your own liabilities. They are your responsibility. So you need to be knowledgeable about California firearm laws, about local firearm laws, which I don't think there are any of anything special that you have to pay attention to here in the Bay Area, but you need to be understanding also about federal laws. So we're talking about National Firearms Act. We need to understand what can get you in trouble for assault weapon laws. Magazine ban, high capacity magazine ban is pretty much out the window. I've seen a lot of cases where cops don't do anything about that anymore. It's non-enforceable pretty much at this stage. So magazines are probably just fine. But again, I'm not your lawyer. I'm not your law professor. So that's on you. You figure that out. But in general, your rifles are going to be fine. Really, we get into issues of if you're bringing in machine guns, you're bringing in suppressors that you built at home. These are things that are very obvious that can get you in trouble. We will have cameras here. We will have news crews here. This is an event open to the public, so I don't recommend you bring those things here. If you have a machine gun that you built in your garage with your friends, I don't need to know about it. Don't tell me about it, and don't bring it out here. Right? So, go someplace else in the desert where I'm not there when the news crews are not there. Just be smart about this, guys. When we talk about California compliance, review up assault weapon law. Honestly, everything else is pretty much fine. You don't got to worry about safe handgun roster. Like if it's an off-roster handgun, that's no problem. If we have high-capacity magazines or standard capacity magazines, that's already pretty much no problem these days. So just be smart. The liability is yours. The responsibility is yours. My job is to keep you safe. I don't care one way or the other, but I think that you should care. And there should be a small dose of cautionary tale there, just so that you understand that it's not all la and happy and good. People do go to jail for violating what they think are dumb laws. And I would agree. Most of these laws are fairly dumb, but just be mindful of that. Cool. We out.